Good morning and welcome to our Sunday morning Kabbalah class. This morning we are going to talk and to touch upon the meaning of this month, the month of Scorpio, and we will focus on the special letter of this month, the letter Dalet, and I will explain. As Avraham Avinu in the book of Formation is explained to us that the letter Dalet created the planet that is ruling over the sign of Scorpio. We know that Mars is the planet that rules over Scorpio, and the internal energy of this planet, as Avraham Avinu, Abraham the Patriarch, is teaching us, is the energy of peace, and the external energy is the energy of war. This is why we can find that type of energy mainly with the two major signs under the influence of planet Mars, Aries and Scorpio. But we would like to expand a little bit the understanding of the inner meaning of the letter Dalet and planet Mars with the help of Rabbi Akiva, that was the teacher of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, wrote a whole book about the meaning of the Hebrew letters, and we have here this book, and we would like to learn from this book now about the letter Dalet. And he's starting and explaining about the letter Dalet in a different way than usual. Instead to say that the letter, the fourth letter in the Hebrew alphabet, is Dalet, as we are used to hear and to listen to the sound of that letter, saying Dal, instead Dalet, Dal, without the last letter. Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Dvari Le'olam. Says here, Rabbi Akiva is saying, that the Almighty said, my words are forever. And the first letters in the words in Hebrew of my words forever means Dvari Le'olam, are the letters Dal, which is representing the letter Dalet. And the meaning of it, my words are forever, and forever my words. This is what Rabbi Akiva says. Le'olam dvari nitzav b'shamayim. Forever my word is in the heavens, standing in the heavens. Shene'emar, that there is a verse, Le'olam Hashem dvarcha nitzav b'shamayim. Forever, God, your words are standing in the heavens. Standing like with presence, with strength, not just being there. And he's explaining what's the meaning, your word is standing there. And he's explaining here that this is an angel. But the question is which type of angel? And if we speak about angels, this week Parashat Vayera, this is the portion of the week that talks about three angels that are coming to visit Abraham the Patriarch. And the three angels are channels for special energy. One for the energy of mercy, another one for judgment, and another one for beauty. The first one for the announcements and the blessings, to bless Sarah to have a son, to have a child. The second one to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. And the third one to cure Abraham and to save Lot. The third one had two missions: to cure Abraham from the circumcision and to save Lot. That this is the same type of job as they are teaching us. Though that angel was the angel of healing and health, of the energy of channeling any type of health in this world. Now, when we're speaking about this parasha, then it means that these three angels are channeling their energy, and we have a special connection in this parasha to tap into the channel of these three angels. Because at the beginning of this parasha, on one of the words, we have three dots on the scroll itself in the Torah that's written on the parchment. Usually we don't have the dots. Here we have three dots. Now, speaking there about angels, and speaking here in the book of Rabbi Akiva, that the word of God that stands in the heavens, this is the angel that heals, that cure. זה שנאמר, ישלח דברו וירפאם. That God is sending His word and is curing them. And it meant that דברו, like the word of God, means the angel that He is sending. So therefore, from here we can see clearly that Rabbi Akiva is associating the letter Dalet, the letter that rules over planet Mars, have internal essence of healing and cure, which means that this month we can meditate and ask for energy of health and healing through and via the letter Dalet. When we intend, when we meditate, when we focus in our mind to ask the internal essence of the letter Dalet, and when we focus and we are asking the health energy through the letter Dalet. And here I would like to expand a little bit and to explain. It's similar to a store that when I'm coming to that store, the store can offer few products, and when I'm coming to buy over there, I need to ask the guy or the girl that's working there, please give me that type of merchandise, please give me that. Or if I'm coming to a restaurant and I'm asking, give me that type of food or that type of food. The restaurant can offer more than one type, or let's say if someone enters McDonald's, it can offer more than one type of a Mac. I'm not speaking if it's healthy or not, this is not, but the idea is it's offering more than one type. I need to know that it offers more than one type, and I need to ask for the type that I want. So when in meditation, I'm meditating with the letter Dalet, it's like there is there a metaphysical worker that is asking me, like the internal essence of that is asking me, which type of energy do you want from me? I can provide that and that and that. I can provide different things. We need to ask for what we want. So if I'm meditating with the letter Dalet, I'm just asking, okay, I want the positive energy of the letter Dalet. It's general. But if I want the energy of health and healing, I need to have in my mind through the meditation that this is what I'm calling upon. This is what I want. This is my order in that meditation. I'm asking for energy of health and healing. And soon we will see that we can ask for not just one type of food that it's given there. There is more types in that menu. We can ask for more things in the menu of the letter Dalet. So therefore he's continuing saying, דבר אחר, something else. אין דברו, אלא לשון נבואה. When it says דברו, what God speaks, it means the expression of prophecy. That this is the expression of prophecy. שנאמר וישם השם דבר בפי בלעם. And he learns this from a verse with the portion of Balak when it speaks about Bil'am, that God spoke, like placed word in the mouth of Bil'am. So it says there, Vayasem Davar, and this was prophecy, that God was placing a word in the mouth of Bil'am, and that word means prophecy. Over here it says, when it's speaking about words, that the letter Dal means Dvari Le'olam, that this is my words forever, then it means also prophecy. So therefore, the letter Dalet can channel to us, that we can ask from the light the ability to understand, to know things that we don't understand now. The same way that in prophets had the ability to understand what we cannot understand in the regular way, that we can understand things to the future, that we can see things, that we can understand things. Over here the same. But obviously that just by meditating on the letter Dalet and asking for the ability to have that prophecy, like to ask the light questions that we don't know the answer to, this is enough? Or there is any type of condition to be able to receive? Do we have any condition of how to prepare ourselves with the ability to receive that type of high information through the letter Dalet, the energy of prophecy? It's not something simple. Which means if I want to get a spiritual channel through which I can get answers, Rabbi Akiva is telling us that the letter Dalet has that type of capability to channel that. But obviously that there is a condition to it. And therefore, the condition we can see with the next paragraph, where Rabbi Akiva is explaining another aspect of the letter Dalet. It says דבר אחר, another aspect, דלת, אמר הקדוש ברוך הוא, דיברתי להקים דל. God is saying, I was speaking to elevate a poor person. What's the meaning is saying over here? That the letter Dalet represent elevating a poor person. Dal leakim dibarti, a poor person to elevate, I was speaking. And he's explaining more, because most of the people, or all the people, are hating the poor person. And there is no one that loves to the poor but me. This is what God is saying. I'm the only one that truly loves the poor person. ובני אדם מבזים לדל, and people are behaving not nice, abusing or מבזים, are behaving not nice to the poor person. ואין נשמעים דברי חוכמת דל, and if the poor person will say something wise, words of wisdom, we won't listen to, because his words are not being heard by people. שנאמר, וחוכמת המסכן בזויה, ודבריו הם נשמעים, as it says in it says over there that his words are not being heard. This is our approach to the wisdom of the poor person. And it says that when the poor person is coming in front of me in prayer, I'm not sending him back with no without what he's asking for. I'm not sending him with empty-handed back. Because when a poor person is coming and praying to me, he is receiving something from me. I'm not sending him back empty-handed, and with empty hands. This is what God is saying about his approach to the poor person. So what can we learn from that to our life? Since he's saying that Dalet means to elevate the poor, then Dal represents as well poverty, the poor person. So if Dal represents the poor person, what can we learn about that? The poor person have a big ego, usually, or very reduced ego? And the answer is, we all know that a poor person have a very reduced ego. The desire to receive in a selfish way is very reduced in a poor person, because a poor person doesn't consider himself from anything. It's like a real poor person says, I'm nothing. And he knows that the one that really provides him daily is God. And every day that poor person is praying to God, please provide me with what I need. And every day God is helping that poor person. To understand it in a different way. If there is a person that is very rich, and he would lose, God forbid, he would lose all the properties that he has, then the ego will go from up there all the way down to the bottom. Then the inner meaning of the letter Dalet is also to cleanse the ego that exists in the heart. So therefore, in order, this is the condition, in order to be able to tap into that channel of receiving messages and answers through meditating with the letter Dalet, which is prophecy, then the person needs to cleanse himself to be as a poor person. This is why King David says that eventually, after that he tried different type of prayers, eventually he said that I'm praying to God as a poor person. He felt like a poor person. Even though that he was a king and he was very rich, but he felt very poor. Why? Because he knew the truth that without the light, everything can disappear in a second. So therefore, every time that he prayed as a poor. He understood that this is the proper way to pray to God. So therefore, when we are asking from the light, we need to pray as poor, as we don't have anything. And also, with that consciousness of not having ego like a real poor person. So, because if we pray to God and we are praying with the frequency of pride and ego, even though I'm saying, I have nothing, but this is only in our mind but not in our heart, then it won't work. So therefore, the inner essence of the letter Dalet is also to provide us with the strength to cleanse our ego, to understand that truly, in this world, without the light of God, we are really poor. In all aspects. Not just the economical aspect. In all aspects, without the help of the light, we are poor. As we can have that expression, poor health. his health is in a poor condition, like the health is poor, there is no energy of life, then it means that we need the light assistance to overcome that poverty. The same in all other aspects in life, and that without the light, it is really poor, and it can change from 1 minute to the other, one way or the other. So therefore, our prayer should be as poor. So our meditation with the letter Dalet in this month, why I'm talking about this, because this month, the month of Scorpio, is being influenced by the letter Dalet. We can take advantage of connecting to the letter Dalet and meditate with it with the different aspects that I've mentioned. That we can ask from the letter Dalet energy of health and healing, energy of cleansing and reducing our ego, and energy to be able to receive answers and messages from the light, that when we are asking, to be able to receive an answer. That God will put words in our mouth, that we will know the answer. We will know what to say when we need to say it, even if we didn't know it before. So therefore, this is all through the channels of the letter Dalet. And the continuation, Rabbi Akiva is saying that the only one that really listens to the poor people, to when they are asking from God, or when they are asking anything, the only one that listens to them is truly God. So therefore, it's teaching us how to work with the letter Dalet. So we can enjoy the fact that we have the letter Dalet working for us this month, and we need to understand that the external energy of Scorpio is the energy of war. And what's the meaning of war? War can be literally to fight other people, but war can be also the inner meaning of wanting to control situations and to control other people. And we know that Scorpio not every time would fight directly with other people, even though that sometimes the explosions are horrible, but the Scorpion can look for control over other people. And this is coming from the external aspect of this month, instead to come from the internal aspect of this month. Because to rule over others, it means pride and ego. It's not coming from the light point of view. Because the only one that truly rules over this world is the light. Because when we feel that we rule, it doesn't work for us. This is why every time when we think that things are not going the right way, the only one that we need to approach in our heart is the light force of God, to ask for the assistance of the light force of God. Because when we think that we are in control, then life are showing to us soon enough that it's not that so. That when we think that we are in control, if it's coming from the point of view of the ego. But if we reduce our ego and we are asking for the support system of the light, then there is a control. Because the light is in control, not us. We are just merely channels for the light. So therefore, this is what we can tap into with the letter Dalet to reduce our ego. So this is from that perspective of Rabbi Akiva about the letter Dalet. So I'll go back to the portion of the week, Parashat Vayera. And in this week the parasha that would be read this coming Shabbat, we have there the message and the blessings that Isaac is going to be born. Then Isaac being born, and at the end we have the binding of Isaac. And we need to understand that Isaac spiritually represents the energy of judgment. And when there is judgment in this world, and that judgment is not being tempered, the result is chaotic. This is why Abraham and Sarah, that their channel is the energy of mercy, all through their life were channeling that energy of mercy to sweeten the judgment that exists in this world and can come into this world. This is why when Isaac is being born, the process of judgment is strong within Isaac. And to balance that energy, eventually Isaac needs to go through the process of the binding of Isaac, that to be put upon the altar, and to come to the point in which the knife is above Isaac, and with that energy even though that physically the knife did not touch him, with that energy of what was taking place over there, the channel of Isaac, as a channel to the emanation of judgment, was sweetened, and the judgment in this world was sweetened. So we need to understand that when we see judgment in this world, this coming week parasha is providing us with the ability to connect to the seed level where which all possibility of judgments in this world were binded, were tempered. And we need to understand that, like with electricity, we need the negative pole, as we won't have electricity and light just with the positive pole. To have a circuit of energy, we need to have both, but we cannot allow that the negative will control the process. In life is the same. We are not allowed to let judgment to rule over the process, because if judgment rules, chaos is taking place, and this is what we see all over the world. Why? Because judgment is ruling. That we will be able to temper that. This is why, at least in Judaism, we have that precept of tefillin, of putting on the tefillin, that the inner meaning of it is to bind our own desire to receive for oneself alone. And when we do so in a quantum way, eventually it's helping to balance and to reduce judgment all over the world. As judgment, we can see that judgment is strong all over the world, we need to understand and we need to meditate every time, for those of us that put tefillin and for those that are intending to do so, that when we are putting on the tefillin, we should meditate to bind our own judgment and the judgment that exists in the world as well. Because quantum-wise, we are connected. Our soul is connected to other frames of energy, other souls in this world. And we want to help to balance this world and to sweeten the judgment. That process started from the beginning with Sarah. She knew that she needed to sweeten the judgment that is going to come out. With that energy of laughing, it was starting that process. There was even an earlier process to that. So therefore, in a simple way, our meditation with the tefillin to sweeten the judgment of this world can assist tremendously. So what with those people that do not put tefillin, this coming Saturday, Shabbat, with the reading of the Torah, we have that story of the binding of Isaac. We should all meditate to sweet judgment all over the world, not just our own judgment. Because Isaac represents the epitome of the desire to receive for oneself alone, that was binded and was transformed into the desire to receive for the sake of sharing. This was a huge correction in this world when this was taking place. And that channel and that correction is being revealed to us. That light that was revealed at that time is being revealed year in and year out every time that we come to this parasha with the binding of Isaac. So this is a very essential time through which we can sweet and we can bind the judgment. Because all over the world, judgment is picking up his head very strongly. And we can see the result all over the world with the chaos that's taking place. This is many times in our own personal life, the judgment is too strong, and globally. So this coming Shabbat, we have opportunity to tap into channel in which judgment is being sweetened, personally and globally. And now we'll continue with the meditation of this month, mainly with the letter Daled. And while we are going to do the meditation, I would like to add that we would meditate as well with the letter Daled to tap into energy of health and healing. Because when we spoke at the beginning that Daled means the angel of health and healing, it's not just that aspect. It's the aspect that we are being told by the Book of Formation, the internal energy of the letter Daled is peace and harmony. And which type of peace and harmony we talk about? One of the aspects of peace and harmony is peace and harmony inside of us. Peace and harmony with what? Peace and harmony among the 4 elements in our body. So we want to bring peace and harmony to the elements in our body, and when they are in peace and harmony, health and healing is taking place. natural health and healing of our energy is taking place. Our inner energy will do that by itself. So therefore, we would start now with the meditation. I'm placing on the music for the meditation, and please make sure that your cellular phones are quiet, and that for a few minutes you'll have the time to meditate without disturbance. Sitting comfortably, without crossing legs and hands. The back is straight, and we are breathing deeper than usual. With every exhale, we release the tension of the last few days. In our mind, we are traveling to a place of positive energy, where we feel comfortable and when we feel protected. We are connecting to the energy of the place. We are feeling that energy is protecting us, hugging us. And we have in mind to be one unified soul, all of us together. We are visualizing the letter Dalet in our mind. If we are not familiar with the letters, connect with the sound, with the frequency of the letter Dalet. We are visualizing and tapping into the frequency of this letter. We see it as big letter, and we are asking the upper light of God to flow through this letter, through the Dalet. And that light, we are asking at the beginning for the light of health and healing, the internal energy of the Dalet. Peace, health and healing. And we are visualizing this light coming to our head. And we are asking this light to emanate to all the organs in the head and to balance the four elements in the head. And this light is filling the entire head, and gradually the light emanates to the neck and to the shoulders, hands, the chest, lungs and heart, the belly with all the inner organs, the liver, the spleen, the gallbladder, the stomach, and all the inner organs in the body. Legs, the back, spine and kidneys, and all the muscles of the back, till eventually the entire body and soul are full of light. Again, we are asking that this light will be light of peace, health and healing, to balance all the all the four elements in our body, and by that to allow natural health and healing of the body to take place. If we have a specific problem anywhere in the body, we are visualizing the letter Daled above that area, and we focus and we bring energy especially to that area through the letter Dalet. We are thinking about other people that need health and healing, and we are visualizing light emanates through the letter Dalet to those people. And again we see the letter Dalet, and we're asking the upper light to emanate. And we wish with that light to cleanse our heart from any type of pride and ego. Self-esteem is good, ego is bad. We wish to clean the negative aspect of pride and ego. And especially from our heart. And again we are visualizing the letter Dalet, and we are asking the upper light to emanate through the letter Dalet to us, and to strengthen our ability to receive answers. And again we are visualizing ourselves in the place of the positive energy. And from there we are coming back to the place where we sit, coming back to our room. Breathing deeper, feeling hands and legs, listening to the voices around us, hearing voices around us, bringing a little bit more air again, breathing deeper, feeling our hands and legs, and we are opening our eyes. And again, good morning to you. Have a beautiful week. And just to mention and to remind that this coming Monday night, tomorrow night and Tuesday, is the death anniversary of Rachel, from the four mothers, Rachel, Rachel Imenu, and the energy of that day is channeled for protection from evil eye, among many other things, but there is energy of protection this coming Monday night, Tuesday. Thank you very much. Have a nice week. Bye-bye.